Newcastle. Infectious bronchitis. Marburg. Fowlpox. Goboro. These are deadly poultry diseases I believe you've experienced at your farm. And these diseases can wipe out an entire flock in days. If you're able to detect these diseases early, you can cure and prevent the damage that it would cause. In this video, we are going to be looking at signs of these diseases, and it's not just going to be words, but I'm going to be showing you practical videos of chickens, turkeys that have these diseases and how it really appears in real life. And not just that, we are even going to be doing a postmodem. That means we are going to be opening up the sick turkey when it dies off. We are going to be opening it up when it dies to make sure to find what caused the disease. After watching this video, you are really going to get a full understanding of how the diseases I mentioned really are, and how you can detect them at their early stages so you can minimize the damage they cause. Let's get started. So I have my laptop here to assist me in some of the things that I'm going to be showing you. First disease we'll be looking at is Newcastle. All these chickens you see have Newcastle. So when you see a chicken with this posture, it looks like it has folded itself, you should be looking out for Newcastle. That's not all. Look at the eyes. Check the eyes of this one. Look at the eyes. The eyes is not very opened. When it closes the eyes slightly, it means it's probably Newcastle. So this posture, Newcastle is so deadly it can even affect huge birds. Look, this huge mature turkey also has Newcastle, and the disease spreads very quickly. It spreads through the air, through their drinking water, and through their feed. It can even spread by you the caretaker. Sometimes you spread the disease. So this huge turkey here has Newcastle. Imagine this big boy having Newcastle. All right, let's move on. Another sign of Newcastle is this: coordination. Did you see it? Let me revert it. Watch how it's working. Coordination. Let's watch it again. Watch. You see, it can't work very well. This is another sign of Newcastle. Another real sign of Newcastle. Coordination. All these chickens have Newcastle. Look at the eyes. Did you get the eyes? If you did not get the eyes, I have a footage that had a clear sign of the eyes. So this posture is Newcastle. It folds itself and it stands on the legs. Note that Newcastle stands on the two legs. Just like in this one, this chicken is standing on its two legs. This is Newcastle. All right, let's move on to the next one. So watch this. Watch this. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes of this chicken. Do you see the eyes? The eyes is slightly closed. So this is a sign of Newcastle. And aside that, another huge sign is greenish poop. I've paused the video. Watch. This is greenish poop. The poop is greenish diarrhea. So this greenish diarrhea you see here is a sign of Newcastle over here. So you see this greenish poop is also sign of Newcastle. So right now we've seen four things. We've seen their standing posture, coordination, their closing of the eyes, and then greenish poop. These are clear practical signs of Newcastle. Newcastle is so devastating. Look, these beautiful turkeys here are all affected with Newcastle, and some of them are already dead. I think one or two of them are still alive. Newcastle is very destructive. It can wipe out an entire flock in days, in just days. It spreads so quickly, and when you get to know it, it has already caused a lot of damage. So let's look at this chicken. So this chicken here is also suffering from Newcastle. I took this footage to So look at the poop. The poop is greenish. This is a poop and it's greenish. So greenish poop is also a strong sign of Newcastle disease. So this is a sign of Newcastle. So that's me, my shadow taking the footage. All right. And look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. The eyes is almost closing. The eyes is almost closing. Closing eyes. Closing eyes. That's a very strong. Look, it can't walk also. Closing eyes is a strong sign of Newcastle. And if it can't walk, the coordination. Another sign of Newcastle is twisted neck. Twisted neck. You see that their neck is twisted. The neck of the bird will also be twisted. This one doesn't have twisted neck, but this is also a sign of Newcastle. So coordination, movement. Coordination is simply movement. But aside these practical signs that I've just showed you, you can also perform postmodem. Postmodem is simply opening up the turkey to find out how the inside of the turkey that really confirms that they have Newcastle. So over here I have these footages that all right. So over here, look at the intestine. So over here, look at the intestine. The intestine has this bloody spot on it. So these bloody spots on the intestines are signs of Newcastle. And aside that, when you look at the gizzard, the opening of the gizzard, it has these spots on it. So all these spots are signs of Newcastle. Newcastle has no treatment. The only treatment you can give Newcastle is vaccination. But of course, there are ways to manage Newcastle. When I say manage, I mean ways to give the bird that is sick a high chance of surviving. And we are not going to be looking at those ways in this video. This video is mainly focused on the signs of the diseases so that you can detect them quickly. I'll be making single videos on how to make organic treatment of these diseases: Newcastle, fowlpox, Marburg, and all the diseases that I mentioned earlier. So at this stage, I would highly recommend that you subscribe to this channel. In that way, you won't miss out on any video that would be posted. So when I post the video on how to treat these diseases, you get to watch them. If you don't know how to subscribe, simply click the red icon at the bottom of this video and click the bell icon so that YouTube would notify you when I post a video. All right, let's move on. So the next on our list is infectious bronchitis. Infectious bronchitis is a respiratory disease and its early stage is like this. So you see the chicken gasping for air. Today's turkey gasping for air. It opens the mouth like that and it wants to breathe. That's the early stage of infectious bronchitis. Let's move on to some of the severe stages. So moving on to some of the severe stages, look at this turkey over here. So this is a severe stage of infectious bronchitis. Like I said, infectious bronchitis is a respiratory disease. Look at the face. Now, apart from the gasping for air, opening the mouth and finding difficulty in breathing, the face also has this swelling. The face will swell if it is infectious bronchitis. And I believe you've seen this disease at your farm. Infectious bronchitis can easily be treated, but like I said, we won't be looking at the treatment in this video. We are looking at the signs of the diseases. The signs of the diseases. When you see a turkey opening their mouth like that, it's infectious bronchitis. This turkey over here, though it doesn't have any swelling on the face, the opening of the mouth shows infectious bronchitis. Aside that, the eyes look watery. The eyes looking watery is also a sign of infectious bronchitis. I actually like the name. I like the name, infectious bronchitis. So these are the main signs of infectious bronchitis: gasping for air, swelling on face, and this standing posture. It will lose the appetite. It won't want to eat. Sometimes the feathers will be ruffled. Look at the feathers. The feathers is not very neat. So all these are signs of infectious bronchitis. I don't really have a postmodem for infectious bronchitis. So the gasping for air is simply how you detect infectious bronchitis. Let's move on to the next disease, Marburg. I respect this disease. Marburg is so dangerous that when Marburg affects your turkeys or your chicken, it's so difficult to treat. Marburg is one of the toughest diseases. In most cases, most poultry farmers will just eliminate the the affected bird. Eliminate simply means they will kill it and they will throw it away so that it will not affect the others. So let's look at the early stages of Marburg, and afterwards we will look at the severe stages. So these turkeys are suffering from Marburg. This white turkey here and this black turkey, look, when they can't walk very well, that is Marburg. That is Marburg. This is not Newcastle. This is not Newcastle. How do I know this? In Newcastle, their posture, their standing posture is down, but these turkeys look very active. When they are active but can't walk, that is Marburg. When Marburg affects them, Marburg doesn't really cause them to be sick, but Marburg paralyzes them. Basically, Marburg paralyzes them and prevents them from walking, so they are unable to walk. Let's find out another early signs of Marburg. This is another early signs of Marburg. Look at this turkey. It can't walk very well. In the early signs, the turkeys are able to stand on their feet and they are able to lie on their belly. So that's the early signs of Marburg. Look at these turkeys. These turkeys are lying on their belly nicely, though they can't walk. They are finding it very difficult to walk. If you want to treat Marburg, I've actually made a special video on how to treat Marburg, and I'll be linking it in the description below. So after watching these signs, you can also check that video out. But that's the only video I've actually made on Marburg, and that Marburg is only, it's not even the severe form. It was basically these early stages. So the whole idea is that if you're able to catch the disease at the early stage, you can treat it. That's basically it. It becomes difficult the longer it keeps. Now let's look at a severe form of Marburg. And in fact, all these turkeys died. These turkeys that you are seeing, they died. I couldn't treat it. They died. So in the severe form, the turkey will simply be lying at the side. The turkey will be lying at the side. It can't even lie on the stomach, on the belly. It will be lying at the side. Look. They are lying on their side and they look healthy. That's the difference between Marburg and Newcastle. In Marburg, they look healthy. Look at them. They look very healthy. The only difference is that they can't walk. So that's basically Marburg in the physical form. Now let's look at Marburg in the postmodem. All right, here is Marburg. Let's look at the postmodem. All right, so in Marburg, the postmodem is simple. There are these enlarged nerves. If you can find these enlarged nerves, on the nerves are what holds this part of the turkey or the poultry. They become enlarged. Enlarged means that they become big. So you see it. Basically, this is how Marburg will look like, and that's part of the reason why they can't walk. Making quality videos like this takes a lot of time and takes a lot of energy. And today, as I'm walking you through how I'm researching and some footages of these videos, you can see they've all been grouped and it takes a lot of time. So if Hobbs Ranch, this channel, has provided you with value, then please consider making a contribution of whatever amount you believe is fair to the value this channel has provided you so far. To do that, simply follow these steps and you'll be able to make a contribution to support this channel. So to donate, you simply go to the description. This is the description button. This is Hobbs Ranch and this is the description button. This is the comment section. So this is the description. Click on. You can either enlarge the description if you don't see the support link here. Once you enlarge it, you see the description button here. Then you click on the link. Click on paypal.me/Hobbs Ranch. So you click on it. Once you click on it, it will bring you here. And then you click on send. So sending support. You can click on the send, and over here you are sending to Hobbs Ranch. So you simply type in the amount. So you type in the amount and then you type the reason. Say keep it up, bro. Keep it up, bro. Good. Then click on next. A very simple step. Click on next. Then you can link your credit card to make the payment. You can either link your credit card or you can also use your bank account. So let's say your credit card
with your credit card, you simply fill in the details, and then you link it, and then you make the support or contribution, and then you can also link it with your bank. You simply link, and then you agree, and then you link it up. That's basically it. Afterwards, you move on and you agree with the process of paying. Of course, you can't send money to yourself. I can't send money to myself, so I have this error, but you will have the same error in yours. Thank you, guys.
Let's continue. So the next disease is fowlpox. Fowlpox is actually a very common disease that occurs in most farms. I believe most poultry farmers have experienced fowlpox. So this is fowlpox. You experience fowlpox when you see your turkeys, your chickens having these spots on their faces. So this is basically fowlpox. This is a severe case of fowlpox. Fowlpox is quite easy to treat. Fowlpox is very easy to treat. Right now, I used to fear fowlpox, but right now, one disease I don't fear anymore is fowlpox. I found how to treat it, and it's very easy. So I recommend you subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, so that when I post a video on how to treat fowlpox, you get to know. So these turkeys were treated of the fowlpox. So you can see it's healing, though there's a fresh wound. All the pox has been scraped off of the face. All right, let's get to the last disease, Goboro, or infectious basal disease. I have this footage of a chicken here, and it's quite arguable, but I believe this chicken is having Goboro. If it's not Goboro, let me know in the description below. I'm open to suggestion, but I actually believe it's Goboro. Looking at the ruffled feathers, the posture, just how it's standing, I believe it's Goboro. So with Goboro, you see these signs. Yeah, that's me taking the footage. So you see these signs in Goboro. Just look at how it's standing, the posture, the legs, and how it has squeezed itself. Sometimes it becomes difficult for them to even breathe, and that's all part of the signs. Let's move on to the postmodem of Goboro. So to confirm if your chicken is having Goboro, at the back of the chicken, this part of it, you see this huge forming fibrous here, and the thigh, you see some reddish color at the thigh. It looks like blood when you're able to remove the thigh like this. So these are signs that confirm that your chicken has Goboro. So in Goboro, the main signs you are looking up is you look for is depression. So you look for depression, white diarrhea, soiled vent, ruffled feathers. Sometimes their eyes are closed, trembling, poor growth, loss of appetite. These are theoretical signs that you see. But when you see the posture that this chicken is having, you can be sure that your chicken is having Goboro. Knowing these signs isn't enough. You need to know how to also treat them, and that's why we'll be making single videos on how to treat each disease that is mentioned over here. By the way, the best way to treat these diseases is by vaccinating them. Prevention is always better than cure. If you can vaccinate your chickens against these diseases, then they won't get it. Alright guys, that's basically it. All the best in your turkey farming, and don't forget to make a contribution, guys.